All right, on the Fight Bananas hotline, Fight for It 9 coming up Saturday, November 23rd. We got Jeromy Mitchell. How you doing, my man?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, man. How's fight camp going? Less than 2 weeks out. Everything is on par?
Very well. Everything's went really well.
Good.
It's been about a 4 year long fight camp. It feels like. I
I was
started
gonna
back in January, so
I was gonna
just
ask you
now
about
finishing.
that. I looked and seemed like there was three canceled bouts.
hmm Yep.
Was it on your side, their side, somewhere in the middle, or?
So a little bit of everything but my side.
Okay.
So there was event cancellations. There was opponent pullouts, opponent withdrawals. A little bit of both.
Right.
So.
It's the fight game, brother. It's a
hmm
grind, and it's really cool. Linked up with Fight for It. Just talked to Jonathan. They got their stuff together. Looks like it's gonna be a
hmm
great show Saturday, November 23rd. Tickets are gonna be nuts. It's gonna be a great show. Let's talk about Drayon Martin, your opponent.
uh
Um, you know a lot about him. Have you seen video on him? Tell everyone exact details of how you're gonna win.
so I've seen a lot of video on him actually.
Okay.
It's kind of cool. He had been fighting when I was too young to fight.
Okay.
So I remember like watching him when I was younger. So it's kind of cool now that I'm here and fighting somebody that I watched when I was 14 or 15.
Right. Right.
Um, the exact way that I'm going to win is by winning. I don't know. I have these pre-planned out things in my head, but you never know
Right.
until you get there. So.
Absolutely, man. And I talk to so many fighters daily, weekly, and the best answer I always hear is whatever they give me.
Mhm.
If they give me a neck in the ground game, I'll take that way. If my jab's working and they're not going to stop me just popping my jab on them, I'll
Mhm.
jab them GSP to cost check. It's just whatever they give me, I'll take it. So
Yeah. I
can't
mean,
wait,
and you
man.
have to. I
Yeah,
mean, you could say things and you can predict certain things, but when you get in there, you're just going to do whatever comes. You're going to do what you practiced.
right.
So.
And I love that about any other sport, basketball and baseball and football. There's like it's plays, it's coaching, and
Mhm.
30 seconds, you call a timeout, you do the next play. In a 5 minute, round, in a 15-minute war, like there's none of that. It's what you've been training on for the last weeks, months, years. In your case, like you said, since
Mhm.
January, and it's just kind of a lot of instincts. It's a lot of whatever he
Mhm.
gives you, whatever it comes. He's just throwing crazy leg kicks. You got to change something up.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's a different beast.
Yeah, and well, not there's not many other sports where you have to go out there and lose for 5 minutes before somebody's allowed to tell you what to do. I mean,
Right.
and I know that your corner can corner you during the fight, but it's a lot different than when between each play, coach can tell you something. So,
Right. Imagine like you get a couple of jabs off and then like, hey, back up guys. The coach comes in like, hey, after that, switch it a little bit, then throw it. So it's crazy. But 1-0
it'd
as
be.
a pro in the featherweight division. That's the division you want to
hmm
stay in.
Um, I had had some thoughts of going to bantamweight. Really, I'd got a scan done, like a body fat scan, and that was the thing that kind of stuck me at featherweight until I could lose some mass, I guess, to get to bantamweight. I was really hoping I could just cut to bantamweight, but I'm a little too large for it, so I'm gonna kind of over the next year try to decrease in
Okay.
size a little bit so I can eventually get down to bantamweight.
Okay, so that's the goal for you.
hmm
Bantamweight 2022 UFC, 310. That's the goal.
That's the goal. Hopefully not 310 though. Hopefully we can get there a little bit sooner. If I'm as good as I feel like I am, we'll be there a lot quicker. I just haven't got the fight long enough to figure it out.
Right, right. And so, if everything goes well, November 23rd, fight for it 9. Is it something you just want to get right back in there? You want to kind of get
Oh,
a 2 or
absolutely.
3 in a row?
If I could fight 3 fights that night, I would do it.
Oh, I
Like
love that's PFL style.
I say that every time, but as soon as like the actual thought of having to fight again sounds so bad.
It does. I actually talked to someone off air about that. It's amazing. Like, not even um, the your body, right? It's not even
hmm
the hits you took or the how tired you are. It's just the mind. Like you are
hmm
thinking about Drayon Martin, you're thinking about his game and that, and all of a sudden you got to turn it around so quick. An hour and a half later to fight another human being who's trying to choke you out.
Which might have a completely different game plan.
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. But hey man, hit everyone up. Fight Finance community, hit up everyone, your social media platforms. And like I said, we'll give you the floor. Any kind of sponsor plugs, get it out there. Fight for It 9, Saturday, November 23rd.
All right. Jeromy Mitchell MMA on Instagram. You can find me, just search Jeromy Mitchell on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter, same way, Jeromy Mitchell MMA. Sponsors, huge shout out to Trust Christ Bro, which is a huge sponsor for me. Savage Combat Apparel. Those are my two biggest sponsors. So give those a spotlight today.
Very cool, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yes, sir.
One last thing, fight prediction Saturday, November 23rd. What's going to happen?
To be honest with you, I think it's going to be a little bit more of a striking fight than people think, and he'll either turn into a wrestler real quick at the end, or I'll finish it at the end of the first.
There you go. Thank you, man. Thank you so much for coming on. Continue success. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Later, brother.
See you, man.